15 Sway, both fairly young players, part of the new generation of Warcraft 3. 120 was one of the first to step outside of China during the Renaissance, showing how strong the young guard can be. He's 25 years old, he's been part of the scene for a long time. 15 Sway is 19 years old only. One of the youngest players in the scene. He impressed us yesterday, beating Lawliot. And 15 Sway, if he should get the win here as well, that would probably be his big breakout performance here, if he can make it to the grand final. On paper, 120 seems to be the big favorite here. 15 Sway has never beaten the Undead before. We'll try to do it today. We're starting off on Northern Isles, where in the top right we have 15 Sway, indeed as Night Elf. 120 with a standard opening here bottom left. Gonna be playing DK Ghouls, probably one narrow tower here in front to deal with a possible Keeper harass. And the Keeper is definitely expected here. Keeper expansion, either with Mass Air or Dryads, is pretty much the norm. Are they playing on NetEase? Yes, they are. For TeD Cup, all games are played on NetEase. This will be a bit of a disadvantage, of course, for Happy later, whom we'll be seeing in the second game of the day. It is the Keeper and the DK indeed. That much was pretty much a given. Warcraft has met different styles here that he can pick from. Either go for tier 3 rush and look for the tier 3 timing attack like we've seen so many times before. Especially by Happy, we see this basically every game. But 120 is also a player who's very capable and oftentimes willing to play a fast expansion. Much more so than Happy is.
A player's forces are under attack.
Northern Isles is a possible fast expo map. The natural isn't too hard to creep. But it's not as easy as, for example, on Echo. Happy aggros the creep camp to try to slow down the creeping of the opponent just by a bit. Circlet is the perfect start for this Keeper. Oh, the first detonate could land fairly well here, but if you can't get both skellies, it's not really worth it. 120 is paying attention, not allowing this to happen. Oh, and look at that. The Keeper going for the natural right away. Oof, that's pretty greedy. 120 perhaps not in a position to harass this instantaneously. Could have perhaps moved a bit more aggressively with the DK. But alright, he's going to return the favor. Creep a big camp himself, maybe, with the Ghoul Gang. And will start the tech momentarily, but very fast creeping by 15 Sway. Clears out the natural with the Treants, that's easy to do. And could expand on the spot, potentially. As the tier 2 has started on both sides. Basically the timing exactly even. Good items for the Undead. Pendant and gloves. Buy some extra claws and then especially the Lich on tier 2 will feel quite welcomed. The Acolyte Scout has been very valuable for 120. Saw the creep patterns, now sees the expo timing, and this is certainly an expansion that can be cancelled. Guaranteed.
A town is under siege.
15 Sway tried to get the staff, but 120 stole it away. He takes the staff for himself. Might be losing some ghouls here, though. Yeah, this ghoul is certainly dead. Or is it? Oh, wow. Almost got away. Expansion is still not cancelled. ghoul does survive. The archer might be able to save ourselves in Shadow Melt, indeed. So, is there enough damage still left for 1-0? Big problem right now for the Night Elf is he doesn't have enough mana anymore. But he kills the Acolyte. That's enough mana. Oh, 1-0. Perhaps he was a bit too greedy, trying to get the archers and the cancel after. Should have perhaps just gone for the cancel. Oh, but the Wisp didn't detonate. Oh, that's such a big deal. One more ghoul is coming in to provide the right click. And that should be enough damage. Ooh, late cancel on the Expo. 1-0 almost bit off more than he could chew. But in the end, he got the cancel indeed. And the Expo timing way delayed now. We see the tree coming up again. This time it should finish. Only 2 archers left at the moment, by the way. This game is not looking too grand for 15 sway. He's going Demon Hunter, Hunter's Hall, Dryads. No mass air. Oh, 1-0 is showing up again. Archer sees it early, though. Where are the Wisps?
A player's forces are under attack.
15 sway, forgetting about having Wisps close to the Expo. You want to have at least 2 Wisps over here, maybe like 3. Oh, and that's another cancel and a very painful loss. The Keeper finds his way into the main. There was no Nether Tower upgraded by 1-0. That was a bit greedy by the Undead. And the Keeper can actually kill quite a few ghouls over here. Lich isn't quite out yet. As the DK is trying to make it back home. He seems to be very underleveled.
A player's forces are under attack.
Might be a TP forced now, though. Yeah, with the Nova and the right clicks, Keeper has to TP out, but there was 2 or 3 ghouls killed. And that is relevant. The amount of ghouls that are out on tier 3 for the frenzy timing. Very relevant indeed.
A player's forces are under attack.
Demon Hunter is now out. Needs to start creeping quickly. Ancient of War on the way over towards the lab. This demon must get level 3 fast. Otherwise, this might be game already. 1-0 will be pushing in soon against the Expo, which is still far from done. The one silver lining for the Night Elf is that the Undead hero levels are pretty low. 2 and 1 only. The DK sacrificed his progress heavily to try to get the Expo cancel, but will get level 3 now pretty soon. Demon gets the level 2. Would love to get some tankiness items right here. Claws plus 9, also not bad. Although, very often he will just have to run away and can't really make use of that bonus damage. We'll see about that.
A player's forces are under attack.
Destroyer form upgrade delayed a little bit. So the fast tier 3 isn't exactly resulting in a very swift push. As 1-0 will take a little bit more time, creep up a bit more, get those necessary levels, and then be ready for the push. Still no mining from this Expo. Rune Bracers. Fairly useless item for 1-0. Probably gonna sell it, buy something else. And 15 sway. He got level 3 on the demon. Very good for him. Gonna get the big item here as well. Heal wards are amazing. We expect a Naga third by 1-0. Oh, we forgot about the Ziggurat. Oh, wow. Huge macro mistake by 1-0. Making it only now.
Forces are under attack.
And that seriously messes with his timing. The forces, though, for the Night Elves still very minimal. Only 2 Dryads and 1 Archer at the moment. The statues seem to be out-healing this damage pretty easily. Now finally 1 Destroyer getting morphed. 1-0. Took some damage here as well. That's Ziggurat. Wow.
Are under attack.
Rare mistake. Big macro error on the undead side. He's waiting for the Ziggurat to finish, finally get that Naga. Should be, I believe, a Naga. Demon Hunter is still fairly healthy, but doesn't have potions. No invoke potion especially. But he got a heal potion now. Okay. He will need some help to stay alive here. And the expansion is now fully mining. If 15 Sway can hold for a few minutes, he might be able to overpower with mass production. No invuln on either side is kind of surprising. Ooh. Nice staff, saves the archer. Mass Dryads, of course, is the name of the game here for the Night Elf. Against that, Meat Wagons could be extremely good. Wand of Illusion on the Demon Hunter, I like that. Trying to bait out some spells. Oh, and there it is. Nova used. Nicely done by the Night Elf. And also able to catch reinforcements. Good moves by 15 Sway right here. The coil is actually too late. And the Fiend falls. Only traded for one archer. The Dryads still have to run. They don't have any armor upgrades yet. Without armor upgrades, they die extremely easily to the focus fire from the undead. And now we have Disease Cloud coming. And Wagons possibly soon to join. Although again, the Ziggurat for 1-0 is missing. 15 Sway's got lots of lumber. Thanks to the Shredder, he can afford upgrades with that pretty easily. First armor upgrade about to be done. And the first bit of danger has been survived. This first timing for the undead can oftentimes already mean GG. 1-0 fell back. He doesn't have to win the game right away on 50 supply. He will scale very, very well. Moving towards 60 and 70 supply, especially once he has a couple of wagons. And Disease Cloud will become a factor.
Forces are under attack. Town is under siege.
Oh, there's no TP! Wait a minute! 15 Sway doesn't have a TP! Helm of Valor is a fantastic item for the demon. But how's he gonna get back to the expo? Nature's Blessing is buying a good amount of time. Oh my god, is he just losing the expansion right now? Well, 1-0 is getting distracted by this Ancient of War. But now, of course, the wagon provides in a lot more damage. There's a TP on the undead side. He could perhaps just brute force this expo. He was starting to spread some Disease Cloud already. The Dryads diving for the wagon quickly and will get that kill also fast. But a lot of damage was done. The disease is spreading. Demon Hunter dropping low. He's got some good stat boosts indeed from his inventory. But he's still losing more HP. A staff for him must be ready, and it is ready. Reveal coming in. One Fiend should be getting taken out. Demon gets to level 4. Makes it safely back to the main. Not the worst fight for 15 Sway. 1-1 Dryads looking decent right here. 1-0 also has more fight left in him. Lich now level 3 can use that Nova on the Demon Hunter in a moment. Oh, on the Keeper! Didn't even see that. The Keeper was dropping low. And of course still didn't have the TP. Keeper falls. More experience for the undead. DK got to level 4. That's a big level up. He's got a coil. Oh. Didn't quite use it in time. Was blocking with the statue. The Demon Hunter needs to be very careful now indeed. Trying to target the Naga. She can't be healed through coil. But it's got the Immo Potion still. Demon Hunter about to die with the Wand of Mana Steal. The coil comes in. The Demon falls. And 2 heroes for the Night Elf now benched. The Mass Dryad style. It was very successful for a long time. Pioneered by Foggy. But it seems like these top undeads have figured out how to deal with the Dryads pretty well. Good kiting. Invulns on the right heroes. And the wagons. the wagons proving to be such a big help. Oh, getting a statue for free. That's a nice kill. That's a wonderful pick, in fact. And 15 Sway did make it to tier 3 in the meantime, ready to go into bears soon, but now greatly diminished in his income. And now with the expansion gone, 120 knows he bought a lot of time for himself. He can just creep up the rest of the map. His heroes will scale much better. Steal the invulns, perhaps. And then 120 is going to be looking grand on map number 1. Also, nighttime is about to end. During nighttime, Dryads still have a bit of natural regen, so they sort of kind of out-heal the disease a little bit. But during daytime, that's not the case. So, this daytime is especially dangerous with the disease cloud. Sway finds the creepjack, but the keeper isn't here. The demon doesn't have an orb of venom yet. And the Dryads die pretty damn quick. 1-1 upgrades, perhaps not good enough for these Dryads. Oh, but catches 2 fiends in the back. The coil for the demon, DK, I mean, isn't quite ready yet. And 2 fiends get killed indeed. And the Dryads aren't affected by Disease Cloud yet. 120 could have done that a little bit better, maybe. But regardless, he's gonna get the red camp. Big item here for him. Cadgus Pipe of Insight and Lich level 4. Well. This game looking very rough now indeed for the Night Elf. The one wagon. Kind of in no man's land. And 120 is gonna TP out. Doesn't like the look of things here anymore. Also eliminate the Shredder. Tuskar camp. Is it still available? No, I think he got the item earlier. There's just one creep left there, I guess. Expansion will be coming up again, but 15 Sway lost a lot of army. Only 5 Dryads left, 1 bear. And these undead heroes now are so scary. On 4-4-3. Soon to be 5-4-3, potentially. The DK's experience here. Very close to 5 indeed. And, of course, they're backed up. Oh. Okay, it's just gauntlets on the ground. Backed up by the pipe. The Cadgus pipe, the best item imaginable for undead specifically. Zero looking at the marketplace. We got some claws in here. He's got lots of gold. 120 is sitting at 50 supply. Doesn't really need a bigger army right now. His army is very strong already with these heroes. Doesn't have upgrades, does he? Ah, no, he does. 2-0 upgrades. Oh, and this might be DK5. Oh! Oh! Missing 1 point of experience. Alright, 15 Sway has rebuilt a decent army. 56 supply for him. Slight lead. Expansion about to start mining again. Oh, that treant. That treant is it. Oh, that's level 5. Demon Hunter has 950 HP. That's pretty good. But it might not be good enough to hold on against the nuke. Heals growing 1-0. He now went into upkeep. Has not thought about a counter expansion here so far. Demon would love to get a lot of burns out before the first big fight comes in. 1-0 patient. Waiting for his reinforcements. He's building up a big army right here. He's going to be at 65 supply momentarily. Ready to go up to 70. He's got the heal scroll. He's got the invuln. He's got strong heroes. 15 Sway has a slight supply lead, but that doesn't have to mean much. Especially the keeper at this point in the game has heavily, heavily fallen off. At least it's nighttime again. 3 destroyers in the air, dispelling quickly against the treants and against the roar. The bears do connect. Coiled over Fog Lightning though. Ooh, baby. 2 bears almost out of the fight immediately. Destroyers getting targeted. One almost going down, but he does survive. Ghouls even in the mix to soak up some damage here as well. Demon Hunter has to burn so much. But against all this mana regen, against all these big mana pools, it's so hard to control these undead heroes. Entangle's doing nothing anymore. Disease is applied absolutely everywhere. And 15 Sway doesn't have the firepower here. Against this triple undead hero core, he finally burned the DK. There's no coils anymore. But now the demon needs to be careful himself. Invo Potion gets him, well, not out of there, but keeps him alive for a bit. The staff is ready, may have to use that soon. We hear more and more Dryads falling. The bear also will drop. And 15 Sway has no army left. Clutch coil last second again. And 1-0 still has 60 supply. Terrifyingly strong army. 5, 4, 4 hero levels with a Lich about to get level 5 himself. And the expansion falls a second time, and that must be game. Main base is going to be expiring in 2 minutes. Takes out a statue. Okay, the demon is almost level 5. If he gets the A-bomb, he'll be there. Oh, no, has to be staffed out actually, and the A-bomb also survives. 15 Sway just doesn't have enough DPS anymore. Thankful now for the rejuve on the bears. He certainly needs it badly. And we got half a nighttime still left. Wouldn't be too surprised to see 1-0 expanding now. He's in a marvelous position right here. And looking poised to take the 1-0 in this best of 5. Thank you, Zarmnem. 36-month resub. It says 3 years of Warcraft. Thanks, Neo and Remo. Thank you very much for your continued support. Between statues and Khadga's pipe, the sustain, the passive sustain for 1-0 is so good. It's not expanding at all yet. Just making the big army. 2-1 upgrades also on Fiends and Destroyers. I think that definitely was a problem here. The low upgrades on 15 Sway side. When we see Foggy play the strategy, Foggy normally goes tier 3 way later. Just pump out 70 supply Dryads at least and get out 2-2 upgrades fast with heal scrolls. 15 Sway here tried a different attempt that was perhaps a bit too greedy. And now, 23 minutes in, 1-0 will be setting up the expo. The Demon needs to be very careful. He knows how much that nuke can hurt. With the Lich also about to get level 5. Needs like 1 or 2 Dryads to level up. Pretty much perfect army for 1-0. Bunch of Fiends and Statues and Destroyers. 1 A-bomb, 1 wagon. This is the best thing you can have against Night Elf. Maybe a second wagon would be even better, but whatever. Bear falls, Lich level 5, and now the level 3 Nova against the bears is gonna be so scary. You don't have many bears left anyways, and the level 3 coil hitting up the A-bomb. How are you supposed to kill these A-bombs? They actually did take out the wagon, and there was no backup. But the damage advantage clearly on the Night Elf side, especially when the nukes connect. And now 1-0 is too strong, too big to fail, as they say. Demon goes down. That must be it, finally. Almost the A-bomb getting saved. DK gets level 6 in the end. And 1-0 gets another map win against 15 Sway. Tough game for 15 Sway. A lot came down to that expansion. Expansion got cancelled in the early game. Not once, but twice. And then it was pretty hard to hold that push. Honestly, he did fairly well against the first initial push. But then he didn't have quite enough bang to pump out that big army fast that you really want to have. And maybe also stayed on tier 2 for not enough time. Perhaps the tier 3 was a bit too early, a bit too greedy. But that's tough to say. I don't think that's very clear. So 1-0 start for 1-2-0 as we expected. 15 Sway with a strong run here, making it out of the groups and beating Lawlight yesterday. But as mentioned earlier, 1-0 has never lost to 15 Sway, and in fact won the last 3 encounters without dropping a map. But for our next map, this might work out a lot better for 15 Sway if he's going Dryads here again. Concealed Hill, we've seen be a Night Elf pick a lot nowadays. In the late game, with the Fountains, that is the best counter to Disease Cloud that you can think of. And Disease Cloud, late game, really is one of the big problems for Night Elves at the moment to deal with if they are playing this heavy Dryad style. We saw a lot of Mass Air recently, but 15 Sway doesn't seem to favor that so much. It seems to me that he's playing mostly Dryads. And yeah, as I said, on this map, Dryads should work out very well. Is it best of 5 or best of 3? It is best of 5, indeed. Happy vs. Moon is going to be a banger? Yeah, I think so too. I'm really curious what exactly Moon is going to play, because a lot of Night Elves have been trying many different styles recently, and some look decent, not all did. I think the most impressive one was Lawlight's Warden Solo. But Moon, really not so much of a Warden player, especially against Undead, so I wonder if he has something new prepared. That would be pretty cool. All right. The lobby has been set up. We're ready for map number 2. Important here for 15 Sway to win now on his map choice on Concealed Hill. If he loses this one and 1-0 goes up 2-0 and he's got 3 match points, it's hard to see 15 Sway coming back from that. So right now, it's time for the young Night Elf player to score. Most likely with a keeper, most likely with an expansion. 15 Sway is rather predictable in his play, but that has not stopped him from being quite successful over the last few years. Certainly overshadowed by his countryman 1-2-0, who was the most successful Chinese player last year. In general, in these semifinals, we have the most successful players of last year prize money-wise. It was Moon and Happy and 1-2-0 who had the top 3 positions. 15 Sway wasn't that successful prize money-wise. But that win at WGL Summer especially, where he defeated Chemico. That was the big performance that really stood out. This today could be the next one, if he can still beat 1-0 in the remaining maps. It is a very standard opening once again. Keeper against DK Ghouls.
Player's forces
15
are
Sway
under
must make
attack.
sure that his expansion doesn't get cancelled like it did before. I still see this happen a lot from a lot of players, where they don't have enough wisps next to their expansion. It's very, very important, whether you're expanding here or here, to have wisps very close by to detonate against the skellies. Had he done that earlier on map 1, that should have resulted in him saving the Tree of Life. And could have had an expansion perhaps as early as 2 minutes earlier.
Player's forces are under attack.
And 2 minutes of mining is 1200 gold, so time is of the essence, as they say. Acolyte Scout for 1-0 again. Figuring out the creep route of the opponent, what he's up to. Some Night Elves nowadays like to creep the Overseer here very, very early. This is something that, if you're the undead, you want to punish if it's occurring. But at the moment, 1-0. Just creeping himself. What we see oftentimes is the DK trying to rush level 3, then harass, slow down the opponent, and keep the ghouls safe in the main, and gather them for the big tier 3 timing. Alright, Scout Acolyte taken out. 1-0, perhaps a bit passive. Not harassing over here. But as he knows that the Keeper is busy creeping right here, he can also creep up his own natural. He's not expanding, is he? No. And get a fast level 3 on the DK. The orange-green Expo is perfectly level 3. So it's gonna be fast level 3 on both sides. A lot of damage here taken on the ghouls, but they will be able to heal up shortly in the main. Items for the DK, not bad. Late game, this bonus damage on the DK doesn't really help much, but early game is pretty good. Wow. He's gonna be very durable.
Player's forces are under attack.
Ring of Regen, bonus strength, bonus armor. This DK is gonna be hard to deal with. Expansion comes up. Excellent scouting again by 1-0. This is something he's certainly known for. When he's staffing onto the Skelly. It just expired. Oh my god, that was so close. And this time, there's wisps here. Very, very important. And there's no dust, so the archers can't be revealed right now. And here comes the detonate. And that ensures the Expo comes up. Oh, one more archer goes down, though. So... wait, did he kill 1 or 2 archers? It was 2, right? Dude, I just saw it and I already forgot. Also a wisp, so small losses for 15 Sway, but he's getting up the early expansion on the spot. And this should be wonderful for him, economy-wise. 1 wisp, 1 archer? Okay. Ancients of Wind this time. No Hunter Soul, no Dryads, so also no Demon, most likely. Should be a Panda or an Alchemist then. Where we see 1-0 rushing tier 3. And going for the Lich. I always feel like Mass Air can work really well against
forces
everyone
are under
other than
attack.
Happy, because Happy's micro is too perfect, and you can't win, even with 70 supply. But against 1-2-0, I think you're gonna have a much better chance with his mass air style. Second hero is gonna need creeping quickly. This panda wants to get level 3 fast, and starts off with a nice jump start, indeed. It's gonna get level 2 here right away from the lab. A bit more assistance with the treants for creeping. Ginvo potion, very good. And now 1-0 wants to find the opponent and punish him. Sold the Ring of Regen, by the way, which... I don't know if that was necessary to sell it so early.
A player's forces
1-0
are
scouts
under
the main. I
attack.
think he wasn't quite sure whether he was facing air or not. So he's gonna have to go heavily into Fiend production. Panda continuing to creep. Oh, wow. Big whiff on the last hit. Tried to get the last hit killer with a Nova, but was really off. It's kind of a big deal. If he had gotten the kill here, the Panda would have been very far from 3. Very fast with the staff. The DK makes it back to the main. Sells the TP and the staff. He could try to counter expand with all this bonus gold that he got. Or just try to go for a big push, of course.
Forces are under attack.
Alright, 15th Sway continues to creep. Easy trap on the Ogre Lord. And it's gonna be level 3 Panda. And a big item for him as well. Now finally we got statues coming for 1-0. Was that statue a bit late, I wondered? Maybe the slaughterhouse was forgotten a little bit. Big invo potion, very good. Items for 1-0, not that crazy yet. Sells the big invo potion. Was for orb and scroll of the beast. Scroll of healing, I mean. Especially against the panda, of course. Very good. And might be very much needed. Panda close now to level 3. Remember the spider crab. Imagine if the panda hadn't gotten the spider crab. This would be much different. Oh, Lich steals the last hit this time with the Nova. Panda got full mana, but no level 3 yet. Web now being researched. Weapon Destroyer form. A tad late, perhaps, but might still be in time. With this air strategy, you want to have mass air. Tons of fairies.
A town is
You don't have so many of them yet. Only 7 at the moment. When the webs connect, that can quickly be diminished. Waiting for the
player's
upgrades.
forces are under
Destroyer
attack.
form. Needs a little bit longer. But now it's finished. Dragon Haze Breath of Fire dispel. The panda really wants to get that level 3. Just needs a little bit more kills. If he takes out some more ghouls, that should be doable. But then again, they're not so easy to take out. It turns out it's one more ghoul, and there it is. Finally level 3. Dragon Haze Breath of Fire combo comes in right away. He's already got the mana potion. Ghouls getting taken out, but they are very expendable at this point. Panda with the Invo Potion will survive. Statue sent back to the main. That's a clear mistake by 1-0. You want to have these statues in the fight, but gets enough kills to level up to 4, and that's also a big help in and of itself. And now more and more webs are connecting, and the fairies are going down quickly. Entangled Breath of Fire takes out one ghoul, but again, it's only a ghoul. And now the statues are being brought back. And there was a lot of army going down for 15 Sway. Not the best position for the Night Elf here. No consumables anymore though for 1-2-0. Doesn't have a heal scroll, for example. Also doesn't have a TP. At 65, 70 supply. This mass air strategy can be very scary, but right now at only 50, 15 Sway seems to be in a tough spot. He's coming in, trying to flank somewhat. Oh, use the entangle, realizing that the destroyer cooldown was, dispel was on cooldown. That was nicely done. And the breath of fire damage is starting to stack up. Lots of damage on these fiends. Statues have to work overtime. Heavy target now on the panda, but he's a pretty tanky boy. And WC3 is going to lose some more army. 15 Sway taking the supply lead. Fairy Dragons, when webbed, quickly going into Mana Flare form. He's doing that well. One destroyer almost falling. Oh, that would be a big deal. Can he get it? Oh, almost got the destroyer, trying to fly away. The fairies might still be able to catch it. One fiend over here also going down. 15 Sway doing a good job splitting his forces. He's also suffering losses in return, but he's finding some kills.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, and the coil misses. 1-0 losing another fiend. Down now to 43 supply. And the panda is in good enough shape to survive this. Sway doing this very well. He found a lot of kills right here. And saves the ferry as well. The engage here was crucial. The fact that he came in from the side and he came in at a weird angle. That meant that 1-0 couldn't have the statues in the perfect position and couldn't kite them back and keep them healing. Cutting off the statues, taking them out, reducing the regeneration. Crucially important. Nicely done by 15 Sway. But statues may have been out of the fight, but they did survive. The statues are now back and ready for action. And we got a lot of fiends coming. Double crypt fiend production. Third attack upgrade already on these fiends. Okay, that's going to be a lot of damage. I still think you should go for one armor upgrade at least. Doesn't help against the panda, of course, but against the fairies, it does a lot. Panda close to level 4. If 15 Sway could get the panda to 5, that would be great for him. But for that, he's gonna need a lot more kills. Six Acolyte. 1-0 getting ready for a counter expansion. Perhaps. Catches the Keeper in trance. He's got lots of mana for nukes. Oh, I love that he opened up the trees here earlier with a force of nature.
Player's force talent is under siege.
Second attack upgrade for the fairies finishing now. This might be the timing 15 Sway is looking for. He's got a 10 supply lead. And this time 1-0 falling back out of the position. You need to keep the statues safe in the back. This was the big problem for him in the last fight. Takes out one fiend right away. Drunken Hands with a fire doing good damage again. And the statues so hurt already. The Breath of Fire against the statues actually also really helpful. Something I didn't consider too much before. The panda actually pretty good at dealing with those statues. The backbone, the big strength of the undead army. Oh, DK close to dropping. The panda though also low HP, needs to fall back. There must be a staff ready for him. Panda wants to get out one more breath. There it is. Use the mana potion. Lich gets level 4. Keeper now heavily targeted. Needs to use the TP. Oh, the statue. And the fiend. 2 more kills for 15 Sway. Oh, but the coil comes in last second. It's not looking bad for 15 Sway though. He's continuing to find more and more kills. And the fact that he's able to take out the statues, that's the big difference maker. Panda level 4.3.
player's forces are under attack.
And 1-0. Not quite cost efficient enough with his one base play. And this is what I was talking about earlier. This is where Happy will stand apart from 1-0 and everyone else, because his micro is just simply perfect and he gets more value out of his army. But still strong leveled on 1-0. He's going to get level 5 DK here in a moment. Keeper needs to be careful, by the way. He doesn't have any bonus health items. He could easily get nuked. The Panda is pretty sturdy with that belt.
Forces are under attack.
Oh, 1-0 lost all of his ghouls, by the way. He doesn't have any lumber income anymore. That does mean, though, that he's got a very efficient 50 supply army and finds a great item. Lionhorn bonus armor on the Fiends. This is something I was definitely missing earlier. Lich, getting very close to 5. From the green camp, he should be able to get it. What's the Panda's experience? 4.5. Level 5 on the Lich, of course, not as helpful, with fairies being magic immune, but still very good against the heroes. Specifically against the Keeper. Second armor upgrade, or first armor upgrade, I guess, and 2 more Fiends. It's going to be a strong timing for 1-0. 55 supply for him. And 15 sway, going for the counterattack, probably a very smart move. You can fly into the back, threaten the Acolytes. I think 1-0 kind of figured it out, though. But this is smart. Very smart by 15 sway. Lots of great moves by the young Chinese player. Here on map 2. It's looking pretty good for him, but he's not out of the woods yet.
A player's forces are under attack.
Three 1 upgrades on the Fiends now with Lionhorn. Very strong Fiend army. But also, we have a big mass of fairies. And there's no heal scroll if I see this right. And the first coil misses! 1-0 with another small micro mistake. Fiend getting devoured here. We have so many fairies in the air. Hard to target them down. Lich now gets to level 5. And maybe you should just focus on the Panda? I don't know. He's got a staff as well. He's got a double staff. Keeper got a TP to protect himself. Great item management by 15 sway. Will be TPing out now, losing one more fairy, but I think he killed like 2 fiends, right? Yeah, 1 fiend here, 1 fiend there. That wasn't too bad. And 1-0. No lumber. 800 gold. No lumber, because he actually lost all the ghouls. Finally, it turns nighttime again. The moon juice was looking pretty rough. We got 1,000 gold left in the mains, so about 1.5 more minutes of mining. Big gold surplus here for 1-0. You can easily afford heal scrolls, which is great against the Panda. Heal potion on the Keeper. I like that. Heal pots on the Panda. He knows how scary the hero nuke can be. 1-0 didn't focus on heroes too much here on map 2. But that could always change at a moment's notice. Camping now in the main. He's gonna be able to get up to 70 supply, perhaps. We got 80 supply on the Night Elf side. Oh, only now getting Ultra Vision. Both undead heroes far away from level 6. The DK's ult, of course, wouldn't be very useful, but level 3 aura could be good. Where's the panda? Panda is pretty close to 5. I think he's probably gonna get level 5 in the next big fight. 2 more fiends coming. So we're gonna have 10 fiends. 2 destroyers. What is there also going for? 1 heal screw at least. Could go for a second. Should probably go for a second. More statue as well. Alright, this is it. 10 supply lead for 15 sway. And he's got the vision advantage right now, thanks to Ultra Vision, but 120 sees the flank coming. He sent out 1 acolyte somewhere, thinking about expanding maybe, but doesn't have the resources. They're trying to reposition. Lose the first fiend. The dispel was on cooldown again. This time the coil connects. Trying to kite away from a lot of the webbed fairy dragons. So far, it's looking good for 15 sway, I'd say, but the panda has to be staffed out. 1 more fiend. Almost getting killed. Oh, the coil a bit too late. And you can see the group's management by 120 not quite perfect. The statue's too far back. The fiend's not attacking partly. But of course, it's a lot to ask. This is very stressful to manage on both sides. Now it's a wild spread. Fiends everywhere, burrow, fairies. It's very chaotic. The panda seems to be getting level 5 here soon. 1 more coil has to be used. We see a Nova on the panda, slowing him down. Lich in trouble. Invo potion. Gonna keep him alive. It's 20 supply lead now for 15 sway. The Night Elf seems to be getting the equalizer right here. Lich getting targeted next. Needs to be fast with the dispel. Gets it off, but the DK is about to be out of mana. 1 more coil only. And that's it. No more coils now for 120. Big heal scroll for 15 sway. Panda gets to level 5. He's low HP as well. Needs to be careful himself, but there should be a staff ready for him. Indeed, it is. 1 more breath. And then the staff. Oh, DK. Very low HP over here. Keeper trying to reach for an entangle. Doesn't quite have the mana for that, though. Oh, the destroyers. If they're getting touched, they go down pretty quick. And there it is. GG called by 120. And a very, very important map win here for 15 sway to keep his chances alive in the semifinals. He proves that he can hang with 120. And as I said, this mass air style, it normally works out very well against everyone but Happy. Microing perfectly against mass air might be the hardest micro that Undead has to do. Trying to think. Playing Frostworms against hippos and stuff is also really hard. But yeah, this is definitely one of the toughest things to execute properly. 120, he played it well. He played it pretty damn good for most of the time. But he did make a few mistakes that cost him in the end. Mistakes that Happy probably wouldn't make. But we'll see about that later. Happy versus Moon, of course, will be our second match of the day. And it's going to be a long day here, I think. We're getting settled in for a lot of awesome matches, long matches. We're about 1 hour now into our first series, and it's only 2 maps down. We go into map number 3, Last Refuge, next, and we'll find out who's going to take a match point. Oh, I think somebody dropped from the lobby. We may have to do a rehost here. Moon is still impressive and fun to watch. Yeah, absolutely. He looked really good here in the previous days of TeD Cup. And what always fascinates me with Moon is how he's able to innovate on so many different fronts. And I'm hoping that he's going to be able to do that as well today. Honestly, against Happy, normally he's able to do that the least, kind of. When they met in DreamHack, when they met in WGL, it was pretty predictable standard play by Moon. Moon is playing a lot of Warden lately. Oh, really? I have not seen that at all. But yeah, Warden has been more popular. I've seen it in the hands of Lawliot and Colorful against Undead. I myself haven't seen it yet against Undead from Moon, but yeah, maybe later we will. Sway in the bottom left in the yellow. He tied up the series on Concealed Hill. Very, very, very important for him to get that point there. I think Mass Air is the way to go. I think the Dryads just don't do well enough in the late game, especially against Disease Cloud and strong undead heroes. I think Mass Air is where it's at. And I'm also becoming more and more of a fan of the Panda. Like, for the longest time, I always felt like Demon Hunter was way better because of mana burn. But Panda can add in that bit more punch. I just don't think Alchemist is what you want anymore. I think Alchemist is pretty weak. But yeah, Mass Air with Panda? I think that might be the future of this matchup. So it's a standard opening once again. Nothing too surprising here. Expansion timing, again, is going to be crucial. On last Refuge, the natural is very easy to do, so the Night Elf can creep that oftentimes early on and expand on the spot, which can be very helpful. Perfect start here with the circlet. Circlet and claws. Always what you want. Keeper may want to go ghoul hunting once he's level 2. Pick up the High Priest here. Grab the item and then move across. And if the undead wasn't creeping perfectly, keeping all of his health on the ghouls high, you can pick him off pretty easy. But 1-0 so far has been creeping this pretty cleanly. Tech starting for 15 Sway. 2 Moonwell. Tech. Acolyte Scout again. Excellent.
A player's forces are under attack.
And again, 1-0 is allowing the Keeper to creep the natural for free. I think this is starting to look like a bit of a mistake by 1-0, playing this early game so passive and never punishing an attempt like this. We see the undead moving across now, but I think that's too late. Well, the Acolyte's buying a bit of time. Okay, and he's not trying to look for some kills, he's just trying to creep up more. Get a fast level 3.
A player's forces are under attack.
And then the DK will be quite scary. Holding on to the entangle. Doesn't feel like he can take out any ghouls here. The archers are being pushed away. One goes down. Sentry wards here hugely helpful for 1-0, especially for figuring out when that expansion is supposed to be coming. We got one wisp over here in the little hidey hole. Oh, one fake ghoul to eat the entangle. That's cute. And again, scouting for the expo. 52A wasn't allowed the expo plant yet. He's very close to Keeper 3.
A player's forces are under attack.
Expansion coming. 15th way. Trying to hold now against the ghouls. Oh, no deny. So with that, the Keeper almost on level 3. And again, the wisps are missing, by the way. No wisps here to defend. Here it is now. Detonate comes in, and that is level 3. Oh, the archer was revealed because the sentry ward gave detection. And that's a great exchange for 1-0. Cancelling the expansion, killing some archers, and attacking to tier 3 in the meantime. Doesn't quite have level 3 DK yet, but that should be rectified soon. Oh, the wisps! Running into the merc camp. Classic last refuge. The damn merc camp. Oh my god, the creeps are staying here now? Are you kidding me? No way. Okay. Running back. But the trapper's staying here. Very weird. Oh, and 1-0 sees this, by the way. With a sentry, he sees this.
A player's forces are under attack.
But the DK no level 3 yet. That's a big deal. And we got double Ancient of Wind coming again. It's the Alchemist this time. That was, of course, the OG version of this build. Keeper Alchemist with mass air. I'm really not a big fan of the Alchemist, but we'll give him a chance. See how it works out. Oh, the Tree of Life getting threatened again. And again, no wisps. Where are the wisps? You might still have enough to hold on here, though. Let's see. Oh, that's a cancel. Oh, that's a shame. 15 sway with the same mistake for the second time in the first 3 maps. On Concealed Hill, he protected his tree well with the wisps. But on Northern Isles already, this cost him the cancel. And it's a big delay of the expo. Tier 3 for 1-0 about to be done. This game is looking horrible for 15 sway. Oh, low HP archers. Oh my god, if he gets one more this level 3. Doesn't want to risk it with the Lich, I guess. He's gonna get level 3 soon. Fiends have been stacked up. Frenzy and Destroyer form coming. And the tree is still more than 2 minutes out. Yikes. One to 0 again, selling the TP. That seems a bit risky, oftentimes, but I guess he feels that he doesn't need it anymore once he hits his tier 3 power spike. Alchemist needs level 3 ASAP. But I'm not sure that he's gonna have the time to get it. You know what I thought was a really cool build? Was when Foggy on this map played Demon Naga Mass Air. He didn't do that too much, but there were some games he played that. Wonder could even afford a third hero here. But against fairies, there's not really any good third heroes. Oh, the Keeper has to TP out. No staff there to save him. Alchemist got the Zoe Mask. But this expansion is cancelled again. And that is a big problem for 15 Sway. This Keeper strat, whether it's Mass Air or Dryads, is not playable off of one base. You need two base. And that might be checkmate already. Not trying to take all the excitement out of this match, but yeah, Keeper Mass Air one base, that's not what you want. But let's see if 15 Sway can work some miracles here. Oh well. WC3 going to get the second Magi. It's also kind of unheard of. The creep route, the expo timings, everything seemed a bit off here by 15 Sway. Didn't quite click. Big heal potion. Oh my god. Big heal and big invul potion. Big mana potion, I mean. Perfect items for 1-2-0. One with the wind on the lich, but there's of course a destroyer. But again, the entangle coming up right after. 15 Sway does this really well. Not all Night Elves consider the cooldown on Dispel from the destroyer, but he does. Ooh, heal potion, last second save. Destroyer Dispel has 7-second cooldown, so when you see the Dispel coming off, you can use another spell like Entangle right after. And he was able to take out at least one Fiend with it. Oh, but the Keeper, you have to remember, he doesn't have a TP anymore! That kill seals the deal. GG and 2-1 lead for 1-2-0. What is there now on match point? And the Undead did it pretty well here. Recognizing how much he could do with the ghouls early. A lot of Undeads would be a bit dissuaded against 4 archers and a Keeper level 2 to run in. But actually, if you drain the mana out of him, if you use your coils, you can hold your ground there in the south at the Night of Expansion. And yeah, if that expansion gets cancelled again and again, or delayed and then cancelled, you're just too far behind. You need that expo. And please bring wisps to the Tree of Life. It's very important. Map number 4, and possibly the last map, is going to be Echo Isles. A lot of Undeads would usually veto this map. Happy being one of them. But 1-0 leaves it in the pool. Echo Isles can be a very playable fast expansion map for the Undead. And that's something that also 15 Sway is going to have to keep in mind. Is 1-0 making it to the grand final once again. 1-0 has been insanely successful in the TeD Cups previously. He is by far the most successful TeD Cup player. We are, of course, here in TeD Cup 8, TeD Cup 6, and 7. Went to 1-0. And every time that he participated, he at least made it to the grand final. And now he is looking poised to do this again. And fight his way into the grand final. Keeper first again. 15 Sway is not trying with the Warden first. The Warden first, like Lawlight played it, has been looking pretty cool lately. But has a big difficulty dealing with Undead Fast Expo. Oh, the Acolyte is staying at home. Killing the critter here. This could indeed be the Fast Expo. Against which I would expect Mass Hunts all in. Mass Hunts all in with the Keeper. Normally pretty good against Fast Expansion. But if the Undead defends it perfectly, scouts the APs perfectly, it can also be held. Oh, that looks like a Fast Expansion, doesn't it? Oh, 4 ghouls brought to the creep, actually. Oh, and he gets the Wisp kill. That is big. That's valuable experience. Oh, he lost the Acolyte to the creeps. That was not quite perfect. Acolyte has to be remade. And the Keeper's coming in for the harass. Hunter's Hall coming right away. And we're gonna have an all-in play against the Expo. This comes in for the Deado, but there's still some Blight left. You can still put a cigarette here, for example. Important last hit. And what is there? Secures it with ease. Seems to be very comfortable here. Playing this expansion. This Keeper on only level 1. Not too threatening at all. What's Lumber saying for 1-0? He's missing a bit for the Expo. Haunted Goldmine is 210 lumber. And alright, here we go. Second Ancient of War. Mass Hunts all in. 1-0 will have to scout constantly over here to make sure no APs come up unnoticed. And maybe also scout over here always. Oh. Keeper getting trapped. The DK got the Telestaff. Is he gonna be forced to TP here? DK is losing quite some HP. Oh, but he's gonna have to TP. Oh my god, the Keeper can't let him die. Staff over to the Merc camp. There's an archer here seeing this, but there's not too much he can do about it, I guess. Oh, the Berserker being bought by 15 Sway. Wow. If that Berserker had been lost, this would have been such a disaster. Stressful moment. For 1-0, the Keeper though still far away from the action, still not quite level 2. The 1-0 gonna have to give up on the creep. Fall back to the main. And here come the Wisps.
A town is under siege.
Oh, you might be able to get the cancel here. Yeah, this should definitely be the cancel. Yeah, with Treants, absolutely. Pretty easy cancel, I guess. And 1-0 seems to be in trouble. AP is coming in the main, but instantly scouted. As the Keeper finally gets the level up. Well, if he surrounds the Keeper, that would be the kill. The Keeper doesn't have a TP anymore, but he does get out. DK's gonna have to use that staff in a moment. Wants to take out the Berserker first and then staff, I guess. It's a lot of experience for him. Oh, the APs. They're coming. APs are finishing. 1-0 seems to be in serious trouble. Ghouls arrive too late. And the expansion is still far from done. I think 15 Sway might be bringing us to a 5th map. 3 AP is going to be a very sturdy
Forces are
anchor right here in the main. And you can go for glaives behind it. Siege the undead main base. DK got level 3, but he doesn't have much else, it seems. Such a crucial moment. The fact that the archer was here and able to steal away the berserker. If 1-0 had gotten this, it would have looked a lot different. AP is not all rooted at the moment. We don't have too many hunts anymore, but 4 hunts, I think that's a good number to kind of hold the front line against the ghouls. Trying to surround the keeper again, but 1-0 is running into the meat grinder. The ghouls are taking heavy damage. And now we got glaives starting to come out. Oh, caught out in the open though. Glaives very vulnerable. And he gets a nice surround. There are wisps here for detonate and repair though. Should be able to get the first glaive. Should be able to get the first glaive, right? Yes. But more glaives are coming. Keeper level 2.4 now. Graveyard for 1-0, perhaps a bit late. Oh, and the ghouls coming out of the crypts. So many of them now dying, and 1-0 gonna have to tap out. GG! And there we go. The mass hunts all in works. It's always a danger that you have to consider if you're going for the fast expo play. 15 Sway does it well. And especially that Archer Scout at the Merc Camp. Hugely important. That's kind of the scout that won him the game. Pretty cool. So we're going to have a full 5 mapper. Very nice. To start off the day. What's going to be the deciding map number 5? Tide Hunters is still in the pool. Autumn Leaves. And Turtle Rock. I would expect Turtle Rock has been vetoed by 15 Sway. As map 5 will be Tide Hunters. Night of Mirror final coming. Well, if Moon and 15 Sway win, then 15 Sway should be playing human. Normally he avoids the Night of Mirror. Can 15 Sway make the upset happen here? Everyone was expecting 1-0 to get the win here. 1-0 has never lost a series to 15 Sway before. 1-0 has always made it into the grand finals in the TeD Cups. The last 2 TeD Cups were also won by 1-0. But it's not perfect, exactly perfect flawless play by 1-0 today. We do see a few mistakes here and there, and 15 Sway is able to punish them very nicely. The young 19-year-old player could have his big breakout performance right here. If he makes it to the finals, he will be considered a lot stronger than he was before. Our first series of the day, lasting more or less 2 hours. Coming now to the culmination. 15 Sway in the top left. 1-0, the favorite in the bottom right. After this, of course, Happy versus Moon will be following. I'm really excited for this. Thank you, by the way, CJM, JMMM 2006 with a 12-month resub. Says thank you for all you do for the community. Happy 1 year. And Mr. Power 1 with a 6-month resub. Thank you as well. It is the keeper once again. DK ghouls on the other side. Very standard openings. We've not seen any deviation from this. No warden. No lich. No fiends. Just the norm. So far. We know the keeper is going to try to play a fast expansion here, of course. The question is, what's he going to be adding army-wise? Is it going to be mass air? Or is it going to be dryads? Those are the options. Starting off with a bit of an acolyte pull here once again, trying to slow down the keeper just by a bit. Oh, 1-0 again with the instant expansion. He just lost map number 4 with this, but feels like he can do better this time. Oh, and he takes out the Wisp. That's so huge. That means he's gonna get level 2 from this camp. And this time, by the way, the undead only creeping with 3 ghouls. Last map it was 4 ghouls, so this means he's gonna have much more lumber and should be able to get up that haunted much more quickly. Hunter's Hall, second Ancient of War. 15 sway, not messing around. It's gonna be an all-in push again. Takes a while to kill the last Murgle, but there we are. DK gets level 2. Killing the Acolyte could have delayed this expansion by quite a bit. There's a coil. But the Acolyte's still gonna die. Oh, and no new Acolyte was remade. Again, lots of time bought here for 15 sway. And I can go for a Telestaff. Telestaff, heal up, and then he can staff over to the expansion, potentially again.
Players' forces are under attack.
Yeah, mistake here by 1-0, I think, not having the second Acolyte earlier. But these are valuable seconds, as the Huntresses will be coming out every second counts. First Huntress ready, second Huntress soon to be coming. Ultravision. Oh, Keeper staffing in. He's gonna get the cancel probably again, but this will cost him the TP.
Players' forces are under attack.
Is it enough damage? Yes, it is. 1-0, risking his grand final run with the fast expo play. And here are the Wisps, and we know what they're gonna do here. 1 AP, 2 AP is coming. Oh, the scout by 1-0 is right on the money, though. Sees it right away. And this time he'll be able to get the cancel. Question is this going to expose the expo again to be cancelled at the same time? They're anticipating the move in the north. The ghouls trying to buy time for the haunted. One ghoul gonna fall. And because 15 sway doesn't have a TP anymore, committing in against this narrow tower is very dangerous.
A player's forces are under attack.
The 1-0 might be looking better and better right here. The Haunted Goldmine is about to be finished. And then he can start to go tier 2. And if he makes it to tier 2 and gets to wagons, he will win this game. Alright, second try with the APs. But the ghoul, again, gonna see it right away. Or even catches a huntress. Oh, and that's level 3! The surround on the huntress leads to the kill, leads to level 3. But there's no tele staff on the DK to get over to the APs. Oh, another surround though. Second huntress killed if he uses the dust. Huntress just trying to buy time. 4 ghouls. Trying to cancel the APs. Keeper staffs in. Doesn't have much mana left though. 1 ghoul falls. Keeper close to 3. But needs a bit more. DK running over from the middle. Another cancel. 1-0. He might be doing it right here. Preventing these APs from coming up is a big problem. Big problem for 15 Sway. Expansion is almost fully mining and the tech is starting. And 15 Sway stuck in a terrible position. Perhaps he should have just attacked the main with the hunts and build up the APs safely behind. Oh, that's another surround and that's another kill against the huntress. Oh, wow. Bit of a mistake by 1-0. Lets the huntress escape. But if he gets the keeper in return, that will be the much bigger prize. So many ghouls here ready. And it seems like 1-0 has done it. So many ghouls still left over. The Ritual Dagger also could have sick value when he's pulled back all the hurt ghouls. Graveyard coming, making more infrastructure at the expo as well. And another surround. It's the 3rd or 4th surround, perhaps even against these huntresses. Closing them quickly. There's the next one. And 1-0. It almost looked stubborn. Trying to go for the fast expansion again, but this time it works like a charm. And if these APs finish now, it's not even that big of a deal. Because very soon there's going to be Slaughterhouse, there's going to be Meat Wagon. And that's where the game might end. Oh, that was a kill as well. That wasn't even a cancel. DK, oh, getting surrounded. Trying to fight out though, and does free himself for now, but he's still surrounded. DK and Keeper now both trapped. The DK should be going down. Level 2 entangle. Oh, staff out on the Keeper. Oh no, last second, level 4 on the DK Death Pact. And that is going to be game. GG. 1-0 takes the map 5, the decider, and will again make it into the grand final.